Hi, this is Rebecca with the Resilient Women Club, and today I have with me Laura, and we're going to talk about her story. Laura, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Hi Rebecca, thank you for having me. So my name is Laura, or I call myself Laura because I'm Dutch. I was born in the Netherlands.
Wow.
Excuse me. I have a Mexican mother and a Dutch father, and like I said, I was born in the Netherlands. I grew up there, and as a child, I started dancing, and I always dealt with a lot of anxiety, and that was a lot more magnified when I started dancing on a semi-professional level. It was classical ballet, and you can really think of like the Russian ballet style. It was very strict and
Wow.
very, very disciplined, and I loved it. It was really my dream, as a little girl to become a dancer. And but the pressure is really high, mentally, physically. It's very competitive. It's very, no pain no gain type of mentality. And so I was dealing with a lot of anxiety, and and then hitting puberty as well. um, just hearing about you have to be skinny, you have to, to be a dancer, from teachers. It was, the pressure on losing weight was very high, and I took that into a very extreme direction
Okay.
because with my anxieties, that felt like I started losing weight, and it felt really good to be skinny and have that control over my body, and that was the only thing I could really control. Now looking back in hindsight, so that became a lot more extreme and very unhealthy. But it was also something not really talked about. But at the same time, we all knew that a lot of us dealt with a lot of, eating disorders. And so during my teenage years, I kept dancing. It was 6 days a week, a couple hours per day, ballet dance, modern dance, all types of dances. And I discovered yoga. We had also Pilates and yoga classes. My grandmother gave me this little yoga book that was very nice. And then I quit dancing after I graduated high school. I moved away from my parents to another town, and I started studying theater and education. And it was great, but it was also very confronting because I wanted to escape myself, and I was actually still dealing with a lot of these eating disorders. And it became worse because everything felt really out of control, and I was dealing with a lot of new things, new anxieties, and so it was very unhealthy what I was doing to myself, not
Mhm.
eating, or just it was not good, and so my health was suffering from that, and I was also working out extremely, like every day I had to run and burn a certain amount of calories. I kept, very focused on that, and
Right.
I kept doing yoga, but first with the intention of like I need to keep moving, I need to lose weight, and I need to control my body. And yoga always made me feel a little bit more calmer, and just, yeah, it just had this really nice feeling, and I kept doing that. And then slowly, I one time I was really in a bad place, and um, I went to see a doctor, and she referred me to a psychiatrist, and we had to talk about how to proceed, how to deal with my eating disorder. And he asked me a few questions, and he made an assessment. So I had the option of going in a full-time treatment or continue college, continue studying, and talking to my friends about it, find support within my own community. And I chose to do it on my own. And he thought it was also a really good idea, from what he was able to observe, that I had a, pretty supportive friend network, and I really did like my studies, even though it was challenging. And then slowly my healing process began. One time I got really sick, fever, and um, that's where I noticed like I need to take care of my body. And at the same time,
Hmm.
talking to my friends about it, opening up about this big secret I was just carrying that was huge in my head. I mean, it just like ruled my day every day. And to get that out was very liberating. And then yoga was another thing that helped me keep um, keep my daily routine, have some kind of a structure. I needed some kind of a structure, something to hold on to. And then slowly I became healthier. I started to eat more normal and a balanced, I started to lead more of a balanced lifestyle, healthy movement, not extreme, working out to the extreme and only about burning calories and all that stuff,
Right.
but really to move my body to be healthy. And yeah, and then it's with the help of my community. So I'm really happy I went that route. And it was really a beautiful process as well because I opened up to my friends, and it was, yeah, the feeling was very liberating, very healing that I could talk to people and they were not judging me, they were understanding me, and they wanted to help me and support me. And then they would also open up about their struggles. So then not necessarily the same struggles, but things that they were dealing with, and then your friendships deepen, and a lot of good things came out of that.
That's really interesting because I'm a big believer in community and network, and your support network is really the secret to getting well in life,
Yes.
having that. So tell me more about your support network.
At the time, it was I was in a new city, so I didn't have my high school friends anymore. We all went in a different direction, and I was in an international school, which I really liked. I really liked the diversity. We all spoke English. It was an international core, or what do you call that? Studies. So we had all kinds of cultures coming together and doing theater together, and it was very based on body language, and we also did a lot of meditation. So that already opened us up and to a whole different level of how people communicate and interact with each other. You right away go into how do you feel about this, and
Oh,
you
wow.
know, and it was sometimes very confronting. Like I don't know, this is my first impulse, but is that okay? You get really confronted with how you react, how you are, and the self awareness. And but yeah, with many I still have contact, and I'm still friends with today. So community um, is everything, and it kind of set the tone for the rest of my path. I lived in Holland, and one of my friends during college, she told me about her brother. She's originally from Miami, but later on moved with her mom and brother to California. And she told me that you know her brother and I would get along well together, and he's my husband today.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so that international, yeah, I moved to the USA. I left the Netherlands. I moved to California. In the meantime, we moved back to the Netherlands. We moved to Belgium. We had our daughter there, and now we're back in Florida, where my husband originally is from. So
Great.
it's yeah.
So how has all this made you a resilient woman?
Life has a lot of ups and downs, and you just that's just the way it is. And learning from my process so far is teaching me that you need to have a couple of things in place. And for me, it's yoga, and faith is really important as well. And that can be whatever religion, whatever spirituality you have, um, but believing in something in higher power. That's very powerful for me. And yeah, surround yourself with a good network, whether that's in person or online. And especially now, we need during the coronavirus, we need it online. And but the very foundation of it all is my personal yoga and meditation practice. I do it every day, and it always brings me back to my values and my goals. How do I align all that, and how do I start my day? Um, what do I need to do today to stay on track?
That's great. Well, you've already answered my last question, which is what tools have you used? Can you add to anything other than yoga and meditation? You said faith and community. Is there anything else you used to overcome your eating disorder?
Um, with my eating disorders to overcome that, it was also a lot of mindset and shifting my perspective. So once I became aware of, every day I dealt with what was going on in my head. It all had to do with food, not eating. How many calories? How much do I have to move today to burn this meal? And um, shifting that focus to something else. And at the time, it was theater. That was my passion. I was teaching um, acting and improvisation to children, to adults, to refugees. We did really great projects in my school.
Wow.
Focusing on my passions helped me as well. So, what is your passion? And it can be anything. It doesn't have to be yoga or meditation. It can be surfing or horseback riding or biking or working your garden, anything that you're passionate about that makes you want to wake up and get out of bed and do it right away. Um,
Yes. I can
it's
so
that.
resonate with that. That's really the core of the course that I do is taking people to find their passion because I
Yeah.
know that if you do have something to get up in the morning and be excited about, it totally can shift the way you think about life.
Yes.
So, yes, I resonate with that. Your story is very powerful. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
so, tell
Yeah.
me a little bit about your work as a yoga instructor.
I started teaching in Europe, in Belgium, and that was in gyms, and it was a great, great experience. I had all kinds of people, all kinds of levels, and then when I became pregnant and we had our daughter, when she was still very young, we moved back to Florida. I taught in person here and there, and I wanted to, instead of I was teaching part time before, I really wanted to pursue full time teaching. I started actually teaching online. I started to take it
Mm.
online so I can combine both
Yes.
to make that work. Because for me, family is number one, is very important, and serving my students is also very important to me. So how do I balance the two? And for me, online became the way to make that happen. Um, Sorry, now I lost your question.
That's it. Now, how can we find you online?
Oh, yeah. Well, you can find me on my website. It's www.laurabaumanyoga.com. So laurabaumanyoga.com. I have a group, a Facebook group that I'm very passionate about. It's mompreneurs, so mothers who are also entrepreneurs who also run their own businesses to help them overcome stress and burnout. I have this group and I share with them all my meditation and yoga and mindset tools that work really well for me to clear your head, to let go of tension and stress, and to align with your values, your work, and everything. And that's called Self Care Secrets for Mompreneurs, and that's a Facebook
Okay,
group.
great.
Yeah,
Great. Well, you can find us online at resilientwomen.club, and you are more than welcome to join and even promote yourself in there to the women because I think what you do would be of great value to the ladies that I work with.
thank
And
you. Yeah.
so I really appreciate your time and you sharing your story with me. Is there anything else you want to say before we're done?
I'm just very happy I had this opportunity to connect with you, and I think we're in the midst of a crisis, but I feel like I'm connecting more uh, faster with a lot of amazing people, including you. And thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you. And yeah, definitely stay in touch. Well, we're friends now on Facebook, so that's great. Yay.
Yes, we're not alike.
All right. Thank you.